So Louisa, cast your mind back and tell me what your life was like a year before you trained with me in 2019.
So imagine you go to sleep and you just don't want to wake up because you know tomorrow you have to do all of this over again, and you just don't have anything inside of you. You don't have a wanting to live, you don't have a wanting to be a mother, you don't have a wanting, but something inside of you says just go on, just go on. And when you look at boxes of medication, that is an idea. When you look at cutting onion, cutting is an idea. There's a bus, maybe if I just like swerve inside in front of the bus. I was really just thinking about how can I exit, because it was just so hard. But then I was thinking I can't, because what about my kids?
Of course.
And then you wake up and you go like, oh, may I say it?
Yeah, you can say anything.
And you go like, oh, and not again. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to do this. And everything that you ate was lifeless, and everything that you did was just practiced. It was just habit. There was nothing. There was fun moments, of course. There was really nice moments, but the majority of it was torture, because I didn't want to be in this body and I don't want to be here.
And how did you hear about RTT, and what made you think that might be the answer?
I remembered the first time that you hypnotized me.
Through the course?
Yeah. And there was just this moment of breath, and I'm getting goosebumps, and I was thinking, like, this is it. I'm seeing light somewhere. And I spoke to my husband and I said to him, and I don't know how I said it, I don't know if there was something in it, because I've approached him about stuff beforehand, and he go like, you got to do this. And he was very supportive.
Good.
Like he agreed that you changed my life.
But when you came back, did you notice a completely different wife?
Didn't you tell me?
I did.
You told me to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was, oh yes, and I could see he was enjoying. He was really, and I was enjoying it, and it was just.
Because of course in your session, which is private, but we can share one thing with that little girl, but you had to be so good, so perfect, and of course whenever you enter the race to be perfect, there's never a finishing line. It becomes an absolute curse because you can't be perfect. And so I think it's fair to say we freed you of the need to be perfect, and instead you could be perfectly flawed like everybody else.
Yeah. Yes.
And now you look back, is it hard to almost recognize the person you were from the person you are now?
The biggest change that I feel I've made is to be a happy wife and a happy mom.
Yeah.
And to laugh with my children, but really feel the laugh, like it's coming from deep. It's like I can wake up and I can be downstairs and make them lunch, and they come down and I can smile and say good morning, and they can smile back at me, and knowing that when they do something not wrong now because they have to do it differently, but when they do something, they don't almost wait for when's mom's going to shout or when's mom going to disapprove, because I'm in happy mode. So they kind of just look up, and we all make a joke about it. And I tease my husband a lot, poor thing. We have a lot of laughing moments. It's very light. It's
so nice, because it was so dark and now it's so light.
Yes. Oh, there's colors and glitter and everything is there.
Good.
I didn't imagine that I would be able to not. It's like I'm almost scared to die now. It's like, how long can I extend? Like, can a day be 2 days? Like, can there be 36 hours to a day instead of 24 hours? Because there's more for me to do, and I'm looking forward to those ones.
And before you found RTT, I'm imagining you must have tried to find other things like the doctor or medication or therapy. What did you try to get rid of that acute depression, that wanting not to even live? What did you try to overcome that before you found the magic of RTT?
I did go for therapy, psychotherapy, and normal like therapy, psychology. I was on medication, both herbal and medical, pills and so forth. I was trying. I wasn't really, I was so low that I wasn't really prepared to try anything, because that was my way out as well.
Yeah, of course.
And I would take it and leave because something inside of me says, but this is not you. And you woke that part up for me. You said, but Louisa, let's go to that place where she is, that needs to come out to show you just how lovely it is to wake up in the morning and see your children grow up and tease your husband and just have fun and have cats.
And of course, RTT is not what I do. When I say the magic of RTT, it's not what I do, it's what I teach people like you to do. So RTT isn't me, it's a technique I created that 15,000 people, including you, are now using. And I imagine you've had some great success stories with clients. Could you share maybe one of them, of somebody that you've really turned around the way you were turned around?
Yes, it is actually in line with me as well. This client was on medication, was also seeing psychiatrists every single month, medications, and they were on the highest dose of the medication, and came to see me, and we worked together. And I checked in a year later, and off all of the medication, all of it, even started, and the doctors was pushing against it, constantly asking questions to see that they can give more or stay on that on the dosage. And she kept on going, they kept on going, don't go down, stay on this, we need to see first. And we got very frustrated. I said, just, they will see. And so she's off, thriving.
And how does that feel for you that you initiated that in her?
I think that's part of the blessing of RTT.
Yeah, because we all pass it on.
Yes, and it's RTT is almost like a ripple effect. There's a stone dropped, and then somebody gets something, and somebody gets something, and somebody gets something, and it just doesn't stop. It's like if the lake stops, this will stop.
Because if the person you worked with has children, you know that you're also affecting them.
Oh, and I know they take it over to their friends, because I work with adolescents, and I even with my son, he takes it over to his friends, and my little girl as well. They take it over to their friends, and it's really interesting to see how they handle their situations.
And you have your I'm Enough bracelet on.
For 4 years, can't take it off.
Yeah,
it swims with me.
Yeah, me too. Mine are falling apart, but I do love them. We're here in Dubai, and we have 120 therapists over here. So I love the fact that there are RTT therapists all over the world. And we have that community, which is so important. For me, the training is wonderful, but I want people to feel supported. So after the training, they can go onto the Facebook group and say, hey, I'm seeing someone this week who's pulling out their eyelashes. Anyone done that? Yes, I've done that, and this is what I did. Or you can say, you can ask any questions. And how do you find the group, the network that you belong to afterwards?
I must say, I have felt very supported. If I have to send an email with information that I needed, the emails came through even before the promise email comes through that says we'll get to you as soon as possible. The Facebook group is just exactly that. You can ask a question freely, and many answers will come. And then we have a WhatsApp group here as well.
We do, yeah, that's a great group. And of course we have masterclasses too, so every month you can learn more. The training never really ends, it goes on and on.
And it expands.
Yeah, it does.
When I open the dashboard, I go like, oh, something new. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so I think it's the best job in the whole world. What about you?
Yep.